Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk podcast here every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week. I'm being glib, here every Tuesday and Friday normally. But this week, yes, we are back on Sunday for Survivor Series, because it's the Survivor Series Go Home episode of the podcast, kind of, where we will be going through our predictions for the show, here it is down here, the championship, which I hold so dearly. It wasn't just on the floor.
Nope.
And I'd forgotten about.
Nope.
The championship is on the line. We will be doing our picks. Do you want to get the graphics? Look at the money we've spent on the graphics.
Oh.
Wow. That is a Word doc that we just made.
No expense spared.
We are going to try and accurately predict every order number of the entrance for both the men and women's WarGames matches.
So when we come to Survivor Series, the review show on Sunday, we will have a score out of 20 of how accurate we were of predicting the entrance for both WarGames matches.
Yeah, and we'll be doing our full predictions for the show because there's so many other matches on the card. We'll also do those
on SmackDown.
We'll also do those two other matches. Yeah, that's right. It really feels like a Raw branded pay-per-view.
It's a Raw heavy show. Like both despite what Cody Rhodes will tell you, the men's WarGames feels Raw heavy mostly.
That's what Punk says on this episode of Raw. He's like, "Yep, you might be the quarterback, but this is Raw. I'm the champion and the leader of the team."
Captain Cody. We've got one segment here, guys. Better build some tension between these team.
Well, it's better than what they did with Charlotte Flair. I don't like you, actually, Rhea Ripley. 4 days later. You're all right, aren't you?
Yeah, actually, I changed my mind. You're all right.
We will be doing our predictions on this show, but we will start off with the go-home review of Raw.
Well, in place of a QR code joke, I did get a message sent to me on my Instagram DMs.
Excuse me, joke? QR joke?
That I don't obviously read out my Instagram DMs that people send me, but sometimes people send me things that are
dick pics.
Well, obviously there's a lot of that.
Yeah, sorry about those.
Sometimes there are things that we just have to address. And I think that it is very important that we address these sorts of things on the podcast. So this came in from Loy. It says, "Hi, Luke. Love the show. Great review as always. Do you mind asking Ollie where he got that green knitted polo sweater he was wearing on the video? I'd love to get one. Thank you."
Oh, thank you. This is nice. It's a compliment. Yesterday's AEW review?
Yeah, you were wearing a lovely green knitted polo.
Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but since I bought it about 3 weeks ago, I wear it all the time. It's from a shop called Percival, which had become quite a trend. Actually, that's not where your T-shirt's from, but I bought you a T-shirt from
You
there.
did. You got me the Godzilla one.
Yeah, they're really good. They've become quite a phenomenon in British men's fashion. Tom Spider-Man, he wears them.
Yeah, Ed Gamble, our friend.
Ed Gamble, Gareth Southgate. I think they made his waistcoats for the World Cup.
I think Percival actually did do a deal with Off Menu Podcasts to do an Off Menu branded shirt. So, just saying, Percival, pick up the phone, give us a call.
I pitched it to them. So that weird story, me and Laurie got into them way before it was cool. And we just found out their original workshop was opposite our office.
No way.
We went there. Me, you, and Laurie went there when they had a little open day.
Did we?
In 2019, yeah.
Well, when we came here for the open day?
No, that we were moved in.
Was I there?
As we are sitting in this studio right now, Percival's original office is 2 doors over in another building.
Way.
Yeah.
I do not remember this open day at all.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's from Percival. They're really nice. But expensive. I got a birthday discount code. But yeah, Black Friday's coming up, isn't it? Sorry for all that waffle. Do subscribe. But yeah, shall we get on with the Raw Go Home episode?
Let's do it.
It started with shots of them setting up the WarGames ring in San Diego.
Yeah.
Which I quite enjoyed.
It's quite cool, yeah. Really, really nice.
But maybe it's because Meltzer and Alvarez this has been their latest bugbear. So now I've heard it and can't really unhear it. These episodes of Raw take a while to actually start, don't they?
I mean, Their latest bugbear.
Their latest bugbear.
This has been the thing I've said about Monday Night Raw since you and I started doing this podcast in 2017.
Yeah, not really heard anyone else say it.
The lack of things that this show accomplishes within its first 10 minutes.
But usually it's like, because there is a 20-minute opening promo that does nothing. But now it's like, we've got to wait 10, 15 minutes before the nothing promo starts.
I used to say, because there would be 20-minute opening segments where nothing was accomplished. And the point I used to make was episodes of Friends are like 22, 23 minutes long. So think of what Friends accomplishes in a 22-minute sitcom format compared to what Raw does not accomplish with the same amount of time.
Or just look, there's examples in wrestling which are way better than Friends. 2008 episodes of TNA Impact. My God. That's 6 years of storyline in about 20 minutes.
You would get probably 15 segments in an opening 10. If you had 20 minutes of TNA Impact in 2013, or actually 2005 through to 2013, you would get roughly 20-odd segments. At least 15.
And, we thought that was a bad way to do wrestling, but here we are in 2025, sort of pining for a couple of weird backstage segments.
Here's the thing. I don't watch this show live. I've said it before at a time. This show is not designed to be watched live. This show is designed to be watched on demand because pressing that skip forward 5 button, man, I think I'm going to break the right arrow key on my keyboard because I press it so much. Roman Reigns comes out. And then he's acknowledged me. Wrestling house. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Before you know it, there's a good 15 minutes you've skipped there, and you've got it done in 30 seconds.
I started a bit in the news. It's not really gotten over. I like it. A couple of weeks ago where I go through a segment and it's usually this person has an entrance, this person has an entrance, and then nothing else happens. And then I go, and people say WWE is just entrances. And the last 2 weeks have become a parody of that line.
Particularly when we get to the women's WarGames segment later. That was a proper...
So that's the opening of this show. 10 minutes in after, I started this putting over how I like Joe Tessitore Ray, throwing to, here's some footage of the WarGames rings being built.
Yep. I didn't mind it too much because I got a big lol out of during the recap of last week's Raw. They used the police body cam footage from the NYPD. Yeah, lovely little bit of detail.
And actually, I think it's quite important what they chose to show because we got stuff that wasn't on the broadcast. Mm-hmm. And the final image of the recap of last week that, again, we didn't see on Raw, this happened after it went off air, was Punk going face-to-face with Roman Reigns.
And bearing in mind what happens at the end of this segment, I think your prediction that you said last week is very much ringing true.
Well,
that is your WrestleMania, one of your WrestleMania main events.
This was a prediction I said before Punk won the title. I was like, Seth's been injured. They need a WrestleMania main event. The biggest one they can do is Punk Roman.
Yeah. I didn't think it'd be for the title, but I certainly thought they would do Punk versus Roman at WrestleMania.
So, yeah, then it's the long Roman entrance, and as Luke's very good recap of his viewing habits, and mine, to be honest, he comes out, he waits for ages, says acknowledge me, OKC, Oklahoma City, not OTC, Oklahoma City. He had both sleeves. Trying to remember how many sleeves he had in this. Should have noted.
I don't know, maybe he had a tattoo or something that he wanted to protect.
And that's a private joke. And then, he says one line, Cody comes out, Cody actually gets more dialogue than I thought he would.
Yeah, but it was dumb dialogue. Yeah. Cody's point was what have you got beef with the Vision? I was like, I know you've been over on SmackDown, Cody, but have you forgotten what's happened since WrestleMania?
Yeah, Cody goes, so what do you guys want to talk about? Where I thought it would then go, Punk comes out. But he actually says, what's in it for you, Roman? And Roman obviously replies, they're the Usos on your team, and I hate the Vision.
Yeah, I've been feuding with them since the night after WrestleMania. I've had 2 pay-per-view matches with Bronson Reed. Why do you think I want to be on this team, Captain Cody?
And then Cody says, in a sort of bit of scripting that we're familiar with from Black Adam, we need to set up a cool line for someone else. Well, let's just give this character a dumb setup line that they would never say. So Cody, after being skeptical, Roman says that, and Cody goes, well, I guess I just got to say, welcome to my team.
Yep.
Cue CM Punk, long entrance. CM Punk, your team?
Yeah.
My team.
It's actually my team. This is Monday Night Raw. I'm the World Heavyweight Champion. I'm calling the shots around here. This is my storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you seem to think you're the captain of this team.
Yeah, you're the quarterback over on SmackDown, but I'm the champion over here. And Roman then says, well, what can unite us all is that we all hate the Vision and Paul Heyman. And while we're being honest, that title would look way better over my shoulder.
Yeah, he was very much looking at Punk, but the idea was you don't know which title he was looking at. Joe Tessitore was very much playing that up on commentary. Punk was saying, you talking about my title or his? And I think we do have a comment coming later on from our Patreon post that is like, I don't know why Roman would want to win the World Heavyweight title when it was a title literally introduced because no one could beat him for his title.
I thought it was great.
I did too, actually.
The amount of time we got took to get here, not a fan of. But that little bit, this is what Triple H excels at. It's the little seeds for later things.
It's using Survivor Series here in November as the start to the start of the road to WrestleMania. Yeah. We are setting things up now here in November that are going to pay off in April. Lovely bit of business. I love that. That is, rather than just sort of waiting until the night after the Royal Rumble, like actually sowing seeds now that will pay off later. That is a good use of your time. Like I think my problem is that it doesn't do a lot of build for WarGames. Like this is artificial tension between them to lead into the WarGames match. It's got nothing to do with Survivor Series, really.
I don't think that's artificial tension. I think this is very well done tension.
But this should have been done ages ago.
It's been in the works for like a year.
Well, Roman only joined the team last week.
Yeah, but there is a longer story here than just who joined whose team.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the story for Survivor Series. So he joined the team last week. And now they have to like very quickly, artificially just create some tension between these five. Because like Cody felt like he joined the team late as well, and now he's the captain. So we've got basically one segment here to say they're not really on the same page, when you could have done a much bigger story that involves a bit more.
That didn't bug me. I see this as part of a longer tapestry, which is all these 3 guys have had years of being enemies or partners, and particularly if you look at last year's WarGames, which Roman referenced, Punk helped Roman, and then Roman goes, yeah, but 4 months later, you ruined my life. You took Heyman from me. But, Seth took Heyman, but Punk put Heyman in that position.
Yeah, Punk took him first.
I actually think it's quite good. I'm just, wish it could be done in 5 minutes. We cut backstage to the Vision, and Heyman is choosing Drew McIntyre's tag partner. The main event of the show is going to be the heels versus the faces to see who gets the advantage for the WarGames match.
Yeah, and it's Drew McIntyre tagging with someone, and Logan Paul suggests Brock Lesnar, and Paul Heyman's like, look, Brock's not wrestling on Raw. That's not going to happen. And so he's like, Braun Breaker. And he's like, no, it's not going to be Braun either. Bronson Reed? No. It's going to be you. And Logan's like, what a great idea that is. Poor old Braun Breaker.
What a fool this is.
I know, yeah.
When Logan Paul says, is it Braun Breaker? The camera sort of tilts slightly to show Braun. He's got his head in his hands. He looks dejected.
So I think the thing with Braun is his story for this episode, or like the subtle bits of story for his episode, are squashed because Brock falls over. Because
there's a silver lining.
Quite clearly, one of the ending visuals was Brock coming out, doing his pose, Braun standing next to him, not looking pleased about it, and Brock little brothering him by putting the hat onto him. But because Brock falls over and then laughs his tits off, no one's talking about the Braun Breaker interaction that he has.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So like Braun with his head in his hands here is supposed to be sort of like the start of, I don't want to be working with Brock Lesnar. I feel like this is going to ruin the relationship I've got with Paul Heyman.
Yeah. It's you're right, that is a story. I think it's a bad story. I think it's a bad story to tell with Breakker a month, 6 weeks after the whole Seth Rollins turn.
Yeah.
Like, when they did the artificial, let's stop this, whoa, you're getting over, kid, you're not ready for it, I was already annoyed, but I'm like, whatever, at least they'll keep him strong. He is fourth fiddle in his own team right now.
That's because he was not supposed to get that big angle with Seth Rollins.
But
Rollins got injured, so they had to do that angle. And now there's no plans to follow up on that, so we're not following up on that.
I feel like he's in a worse position now
I agree.
than he would have been if Seth didn't get injured.
He had the world title on his shoulder like 4 weeks ago. Maybe longer than that, 5 weeks ago.
A real bad bit of booking, that is. But we got an excellent match next.
This was awesome.
Gunther versus Carmelo Hayes in the Last Time Is Now tournament. Very similar to the Javon Evans layout. I mean, it's very similar to all Gunther match layouts. I'm not saying that as a criticism. I like that match.
Me too.
So Gunther is the bully. He dominates, but Hayes starts to make the underdog come back. Go through 2 commercial breaks.
They do a count-out tease, which is how Hayes beat Reed on SmackDown. I thought that was superb because I think Hayes, through his physicality, told that story really well of how he was looking to get the count-out victory. And then Gunther just getting back in at 9. I thought they were both superb in this match. Gunther is just awesome. He's so great. And he actually feels even more OP now because he's got his original music back. And Hayes was superb in this role.
Yeah, Gunther put him over big, even in defeat. Like, this is a great example of people getting over in defeat, like Evans the previous week, where Gunther hits him with a powerbomb, kick out. Yeah. Everyone's like, oh my God. And then another powerbomb to put him away. Great match. Gunther's original music plays. I can't remember the name of the classical piece, but I don't think it's gone on this long for a while, because then it cuts backstage to Roman Punk and Cody sort of talking, and you can hear, and it has a movement where it actually goes quite nice.
Yeah. It's like Mankind's won a match in the Attitude Era.
So Roman Punk and Cody are talking backstage. They're sort of bickering still, and the Usos walk in because they're in the main event, and they say, get on the same page, yeet.
Yeah, we've dropped all the code, the J character work that we were doing because ... WarGames.
Yeah, real shame.
Well, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier with like it feels like we're sort of artificially adding in tension here, just like 1 week out before the show to be like, oh no, this team is combusting. I feel like it has come at the expense of some of the other character work that we were doing across the show. It built into the Cody Punk stuff. I don't disagree with that, and I think that stuff is very, very good. But it's artificial for just because we're doing a WarGames thing. WarGames has now become your annual Hell in a Cell show, which is like, well, it's November, got to do Hell in a Cell. And it's because that's what WWE is selling the package on when they're selling it to cities, is you're getting WarGames, the branding of WarGames.
It is a shame because I don't think you need to pause the Usos stuff. Like, it's more dramatic if Roman's both bickering with Punk and Cody because he wants their titles, but he's also bickering with Jimmy and Jay because Jimmy feels like Roman is manipulating Jay.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. We're talking about Jay's character work being dropped. What about Jimmy's character work being dropped? Talking about, like, I don't want you to be little Roman. I think you're acting more like Roman. Here's Jimmy Uso being like, hello, Roman.
Yeah.
It's like, it's actually quite poor, I would say.
We got a little clip of John Cena from his home planet talking about success. I forgot this happened. Dominic Mysterio then comes out and he does a promo on Cena. Of course, he's facing him at Survivor Series for the IC title. A lot of crowd heat because it's Dominic. And then he says he's going to embarrass John in his hometown, win back the IC title, and he's the greatest Mysterio of all time. He can say what he wants because Cena isn't here. And then Cena's music hit. And I was just like, no, they wouldn't do that after doing so much promo work last week for that being the last Raw. I
was fully expecting the long entrance where no one comes out and then it just cuts back to Dominic Mysterio chuckling away, being like, ha, ha, ha. I fooled you all. John Cena's not here. This, that, and the other.
Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart.
That's exactly it, right? Like, it's a classic heel move. Instead, they did a different classic heel move.
Very classic. Classic in the sort of way where you're like, I should have a trigger warning on it now. Classic in the Gone with the Wind at the BFI.
Peter Pan
There's
on
a little
Disney Plus.
there's a little note. There's blackface in it. So Cena's music hits, and out comes a little person dressed as Cena.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had this in WWE since 2018. Big Cass Daniel Bryan.
And you and I said at the time, in 2018, this feels dated.
Yeah.
And it's 7 years later with a completely different regime. It feels even more dated.
I feel like there's you could like contextualize it because there is a great tradition of minis wrestling in Mexico. Mm-hmm. So like if you did this and actually this was a way to introduce a mini into Dom's act with El Grande Americano and the AAA stuff, like, oh, okay, there was a reason beyond the cheapness to the segment. You could argue that. But really this was just a way to beat up a little person. Yeah. Which, whatever, I don't really care.
Rey Mysterio made the save.
Eventually. Rey looking like a Jeff Hardy level dickhead.
I'm going to wait till my son has done 2 finishing moves, then I'll run out to make my save.
He's done. He's done with the beatdown. Now I will run down. But I say all this. When they had another little person dressed as Stu doing the filming of Little Person Cena...
Yeah.
I thought that was good attention to detail.
Stu sold it quite well, actually, because he was really surprised by all of this.
So there was a weird infinite regress meta thing where someone was filming Stu, actual Stu, cameraman Stu, who was filming Little Person Stu, filming Little Person Cena.
Who's got the dreidel.
And they both run down, and they're at ringside, and I started to think, full size Stu is a work. This is someone under makeup, or it's
Hangman Adam Page.
it's Santos-esque. I don't know. It's someone, but no, there was no payoff to this. So if there was a more intelligent secondary reveal to this whole thing, I think I wouldn't mind. I don't think little people should be just removed from all angles going forward. But there wasn't. I just don't think this was smart enough.
No, this was it was very Vince.
Yeah, it did feel Vince.
This was a very Vince angle. There is some good comedy to be had in here, though, because Dominic Mysterio has hired this guy to come out here and be a bad John Cena, but he goes into business for himself. And Dom has to go over and be like, what are you doing, man? This isn't part of the plan. And then as Wade Barrett called him, John Wiener, then cut a promo on Dom, because it's about how, even did the fine speech. Mm-hmm. And then Dom boots him, gives him the 619 and the frog splash. So there is some good in there. Like the heel was shown up, but then the heel stood tall. But I think it felt like from a bygone era.
Well, I don't even think that part was well scripted, because usually you would have Dom in the ring there and he would start doing loads of jokes or a promo at Little Cena's expense. Mm-hmm. What happened was Cena got in the ring, Little Cena got in the ring, and immediately started dressing down Dominic Mysterio. So, there's no reason. Why is Little Cena suddenly doing that? You need Dom to get the heat and embarrass this Little Cena first. Maybe this Little Cena came out thinking, I'm going to get, this is going to be a good spot for me. But Dom embarrasses him, and that's when he fires back. Otherwise, I don't think the heat works.
I mean, I don't think the heat worked for this at all.
Yeah.
Because the second that the little person came out, you felt the wind leave this arena. Everyone went, oh. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was, a really odd reaction to this. Obviously, Dom gets booed because he's being a little person, but that is more, I'm booing this because I just have to, I now have to boo the segment because the heel is doing something bad. I didn't think this got the right time of heat at all, but I laughed my tits off when Rey Mysterio made the save.
Yeah, so Rey runs down, and this sort of leads into the next match, which was Rey Mysterio versus JD McDonaugh.
Yeah.
Nothing on the line, which felt weird because so many matches recently on Raw have been for something. This was just a match, but it was a very good one. JD McDonaugh is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, this was a really good match. I was surprised that considering that Dom was in the previous segment, that this was not used to try and further this Rey and Dom storyline that they started a couple of weeks back and have since not really done much with. I guess because you got to pause because Dom's now doing something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just they had a really good match and Rey won.
Yeah, Finn tried to interfere, sort of backfired. That's how Rey got the win, 619.
And considering that there was not a women's match on this show, which is 2 on the bounce now because there were no women's matches on SmackDown either, you could have easily had a women's match here.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes is interviewing... I did not recognize who this
No,
was.
I did not either. I was like, who's this backstage hand that he's interviewing on the podcast?
And then the announcers go, oh, it's Timothy Chalamet. I was like, what?
Yeah, okay.
He looks like he's plucked from a Wetherspoons. I really rate him as an actor. I guess I've never seen him with a buzz cut.
No.
Not a buzz cut, but, very short hair. Adam Pearce is talking to Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel's like, why is Nikki getting a title shot rather than me? And Adam Pearce says, well, next time there's an opportunity, I'll think about it. And Raquel goes, thanks.
What he said was, in so many words, sorry, actually, we've got a Survivor Series we're going to get through first.
Yeah.
But once that's done with, then maybe there'll be an opportunity for you.
I thought Raquel looked lame here. Just the way she's okay, that's cool.
Yeah, great.
You're a monster heel. Then the New Day and Grayson Waller walk in. Pierce has some good news for them. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, Dragons with Smiles, they want to defend their tag titles against them next week.
Yeah. And, well, you are the only other tag team that we have on Raw, so guess it has to be you. There was a really funny... So Christopher Daniels posted a photo of him, AJ, Samoa Joe, and Frankie Kazarian. And he was like, 3/4 of this picture are champions in their respective federations. Shows what a great, all the great work that we did in the mid-2000s to set up here. And I was looking at that picture being like, what title's AJ got? Like, well, he's the TNA champion. He's the... What's AJ? Oh, yeah, the tag titles.
But ironically, I think that's the title win that went down best with
everybody.
everybody.
Yeah.
Lesnar's shown walking into Heyman's room backstage. Then we get the Lady WarGames segment, which was pretty generic.
What did you expect?
Well, a bit more, because this has actually been well built. I thought the way everything's come together over the last month, the tag matches with Kabuki Warriors have been excellent. But here it was just... all the heels out there. Becky gives a promo, which was good.
I really liked Becky's promo because I think it was really... She was doing a Trump promo.
Yeah, I got a Trump cadence from
That's what, and
yeah.
it was very purposefully done. And I thought it was really, really funny.
There was a bit when she went over to Nia, because she's putting over each person in the team, while also slightly dressing them down. And she says, here's Nia. She's the only other person to hurt my face. And that's crazy because my face doesn't get hurt. I've got a strong face.
Yeah, exactly.
And that bit there was just like, that is a Trump cadence of speech.
Yeah. Constantly trumpeting your own work whilst also talking about other people's work. I thought she was superb in this opening segment. She was the best thing here, because then it's just people talk about the promo train. This was then the entrance train. So one person comes out, and the second one came out, I was like, okay, I figure out what's going on here. Everyone finally comes out. I got through this episode of Raw pretty quickly this morning.
So all the baby faces come down. AJ Lee is the main person, the only person talking for them. Just sort of stuff, I'm going to be crazy in a cage. And it didn't really do anything for me. And then she says... Then Rhea just clocks someone with a microphone and the brawl starts. Faces stand tall. Charlotte and Rhea are now working side by side to show they're on the same page. And Becky backs up the ramp looking scared.
Yeah, Rhea and Flair did the suck it taunt. And like Bret Hart at WrestleMania, I rolled my eyes. I mean, in fairness to this segment, they've already taped SmackDown for this coming Friday, which has got the go home angle on it, which has got like the advantage match on it. So there's not really much more you can do here, because you got the payoff already taped.
You could have a match.
Well, they've got the match on Friday.
Well, you can have a different match. You could have a women's match.
Yes, you could have had a women's match, but you could have had a women's match that wasn't WarGames related as well. But yeah, you've already taped everything, so you kind of just have to do pretty standard stuff here so as to not encroach upon the stuff you've taped next week, or already last week.
Solo Sikoa then took on Penta. This is a quarterfinal in the Last Time Is Now tournament. Reportedly meant to go 12 minutes, as you'd expect. only went 2 because Penta very early on hit a Hurricane Rana off the barricade, but landed hard on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Apparently, reportedly, he dislocated it, tried to pop it back in. The doctor's like, no, we're calling off the match.
Yeah.
Wade Barrett throws to a commercial break. And when we come back, they announced that Solo Sikoa is the winner via injury.
Real shame. Really, such a shame. I think I don't buy, because I think Meltzer said that Solo was always scheduled to win. I don't buy that because he's busy doing something else on SmackDown. They've already taped because he's part of the Survivor Series elimination match. I don't think he was supposed to. I think Penta was supposed to go through and you do Penta Gunther in the semifinals.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Meltzer, whether people like it or not, has been pretty accurate on things recently.
Yeah, I don't buy this one. Otherwise, I feel like it's an odd move.
Yeah, otherwise it would have been Gunther versus Solo, which it is going to be, heel versus heel. Said in my video, that's an email from Triple H on my GM mode.
But yet, this is a genuine, such a shame. Real shame.
Yeah, taking the world by storm. Then we got a clip.
Not the world, just WWE.
Just WWE, you're right.
Not even AAA.
A clip of Cena returning at the 2007 Royal Rumble, so we get his stupid face.
Yep.
Maxxine Dupri's backstage talking to Adam Pearce. We did it. I'm the IC champion. I'm going to call Natalya. Like, now? Not last week when you won it?
Yeah. Was that not the friend that you were training with? There was also a tease in here as well that we're going to get a women's version of the casino promo we've had for the lads for WrestleMania 40. And this one's got wine. So you know it's for ladies.
White wine for the ladies. Ivy Nile walks up to Maxxine and says, that title's mine. Then Roxanne and Raquel are there as well. And they're like, oh, yeah, really nice title there. Setting up a feud there. This to me is like, oh, yeah, this is where the IC title usually sits when Becky's not got it.
Yeah, this did feel like a major step down for this title that felt like had real relevance a few weeks back, or even last week.
But, you know, it is usually the person who makes the title. And as great as the Maxxine story's been, she is barely a mid-carder.
I'm going to I disagree with you on that one. You are right that the title does not make the man makes the title, is the phrase within wrestling. So yes, the woman makes the title. But if you just give your champion lower level people, it makes you look lower level.
Yeah.
It's the same with Kofi Kingston when he wins the WWE title. They just put him against mid-carders, which makes him feel like a mid-card champion. But if you put 2 people in there with people who feel like main event, like the second Ivy Nile walks up, and I was like, I don't think you've had a match all year.
Yeah, I think the last one was losing in Intercontinental title matches pre-Becky. Yeah, Bayley's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Lyra's not doing anything.
Exactly.
Could have them walk in.
And they would feel much bigger in terms of like on-screen presence than Ivy Nile does. No disrespect to Ivy Nile, but that's just a victim of the booking, of not being used on TV.
Yeah, so not an optimistic first bit for Maxxine. I think Natalya's going to return and turn heel. Yeah. And that'll be a big feud. Stephanie Vaquer has a pre-film promo on Nikki Bella, which is fine. And then we get the main event of the Usos versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Winner gets the advantage in the WarGames match. Rough going.
Yeah,
rough going for Logan and Jay.
Yeah, you can tell when someone has not had time to rehearse their match that things just sometimes go awry.
There was about 10 seconds of just them stumbling while hugging.
Well, yeah, my guess is that Jay was trying to lift him up into like a fireman's carry type thing, but Logan was trying to get into a different position, and they just sort of, in the end, just both fell. I
thought Drew was great, though. Drew would suplex Jay when he was working him over, and then he did the, shall we run it back? And then he hit another one. And of course, on the third one, Jay fires back. Logan and Drew, actually, they were a quite fun heel act together outside of the in-ring wrestling. And then Breaker and Bronson inevitably show up. Then Cody and Punk run down. It's quite predictable. Jay, even though Jimmy holds down the top rope, Jay just clears it for a big dive outside. But then Logan gets a roll-up on Jimmy when everyone's taken out, a surprise roll-up to get the advantage.
Yeah.
What I really liked here was Logan gets the win, 1, 2, 3. He stands up to celebrate. Punk is already in there beating him up.
Yeah. It was really nice because that is going to be your world title program. Obviously not Saturday Night's main events, but maybe that'll be one of the December, like the January 1st episodes. The first episode,
Punk and Logan are feuding. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Well, yeah, you press pause because we've got to do WarGames, but then you're going to pick that story back up after WarGames is done.
Oh, well, something to look forward to. And then everyone's out. There's a big WarGames brawl, and the faces stand tall because the heels are at a man disadvantage. So here comes Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. He gets on the ramp. The music's going, and he does his like beast pose. He stomps down with the pyro, and he slips backwards.
Whoa!
Full credit to the guy. He then turns this into a really seamless backwards roll.
Yeah.
He should make this part of his entrance all the time.
Yeah, and he didn't stand up and try to pretend that it didn't happen. And just like his trousers ripping on SmackDown, stood up, laughed his tits off that something silly has happened on the show that he cares very little about. Yeah. And he makes a big old joke of it.
Heyman's laughing too. Yeah. The rest of the heel team are trying to be serious.
Drew's up like, and Brock's like, woohoo, I felt like the silly man.
And yeah, as you said earlier, Brock puts the cowboy hat on Braun, which now just feels like he's covering for the mistake as opposed to a big storyline point. It was hilarious.
It was very funny.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. but yeah, it does undermine a lot of what they were trying to do. Yeah, but I don't see what else. These things happen. He slipped. This is the best way to deal with it.
The thing that surprised me the most is it's not edited off the YouTube version.
Yeah.
I was fully expecting to go onto the YouTube. I actually went, I was like, I bet they've edited out on this. And they haven't. It's there in all of its glory. And all of the comments are just like, in 2014, he introduced us to Suplex City. 2025, Slipex City.
Slipex City.
Very good.
Overall, go-home episode for Survivor Series wasn't... Like it was just an average level show. I've seen all the big stuff already. Like last week's show felt way bigger, and the week before that. I guess you do. There is a Cena-sized hole, really.
Well, yeah, and a return-sized hole as well. Because we said this on last week's episode. Last week's episode was awesome, but you cannot do that episode every week. It is a cheat code episode, having 4 returns, title changes.
Yeah.
Johnson, it's inbuilt within the code. That's going to be a really good episode of Raw. It's almost impossible for that episode of Raw not to feel good. But when you don't have any of that to fall back on, it is just an episode of Raw. And because you haven't got that stuff, it's just like, yeah, it's all right. And I had a good time with it. I had a fun time with it. Breezed through it because a lot of it was entrances. So yeah, it was all right.
Well, yeah, it was all right. I thought the Dominic stuff was bad. Yeah. And also just the entrances. It felt like the tide had gone out after the excitement of last week's show, and just so many entrances at the expense of wrestling and storylines and character. I'm a bit like, come on, you're better than this.
Yeah, but it's there for the live crowd, and the live crowd are there, and they want to see all of the stars come out and do their entrances, and they got to see all of that. So the people who paid for their ticket got exactly what they wanted to see.
But this is you are conditioning the audience to only want the entrances. Like this is,
I think they
already have, yes. So, and I don't agree with that. I don't think that's a good idea. I think they should enjoy other parts of wrestling. It's like, that all these veterans and people probably within WWE at the top will criticize other wrestling companies for being about high spots, and they don't see the cheapest pop is the entrance.
No, I mean
it's not a.
They do see it. It's just that they won't talk about it.
Yeah, good point. But yeah, I think it's this felt like a lazy way of booking an episode, relying so much on those cheap pops. And
they are going to then struggle. I mean, not struggle too much because Roman will be around a bit more now as we get in towards Royal Rumble season and then into WrestleMania season. But man, I said this on last week's show. Once you get past WrestleMania and all those part-timers take their time off, you're not left with a lot of those stars anymore. No.
Well, should we get into our Patreon chats? Patreon.com/WrestleTalk. There will be a post that goes up there immediately after the shows, and you can put your thoughts on there if you are a patron, and we'll read out the best on here.
Absolutely, yes. And we're going to kick things off with Felius Zheng, who says, "It's a little hypocritical of you lads complaining about how a 4-hour-long pay-per-view is too long, and then you post a 4-hour-long podcast."
Yeah. But I would say our podcasts are meant to be enjoyed over multiple hour-long sittings.
Yes.
Like I do with my 4-hour podcasts I listen to, like Dan Carlin.
Yeah, and when I listen to Talking Simpsons, I very rarely listen to their big 4-5 hour epic podcast in one sitting.
Whereas the pay-per-views are meant to be sat through in one go.
Yes.
And as you can tell, the live crowd got tired.
Yeah, and I'm not asking people to listen to it live either with with 10,000 other people at midnight.
Look, let's be honest, Zeng. That's a 2-hour on double speed. That's how most people are listening to that.
Brandon said, this Who's the Leader thing should have been a story from week 2 of the team forming, not an idea introduced on the Go Home show. I don't care if you don't have Roman start the story with Punk, Cody, Jay still trying to be little Roman before introducing Roman, who also sees himself as the leader to cause extra drama. It was an overall fine episode of Raw. Besides a great match from Gunther and Mello and a hilarious Becky Lynch Trump promo, it was very forgettable. Also, Penny getting injured as soon as the Lucha Bros reunite hilariously continues Ray Phoenix's tag partner curse.
Yeah, that is unfortunate, isn't it?
Yeah. Cammy G60. Yo! First of all, salute to you guys. I've adopted the TLC type format for rap battles, and the people who follow my channel love it. But, man, the editing is rough.
How do you do... What, like the best rap battles?
I guess so, yeah. Ranking these...
Yeah.
Battle raps.
Oh, good.
In this week's Raw, as fun as it was in different areas, I'm hating the endings where it fades to black in the middle of main event segments. They hyped up that Brock was coming for Roman for the very start and in the middle too, but as soon as we are going to get the payoff, it cuts to black and end of the stream. Feels like I'm dunking my biscuit of choice, then watch it dissolve miserably in my tea instead.
It's an image we all know. I know what you mean, but there is also an argument: do not give that bit away because that's the tease for the pay-per-view.
I completely agree with you. Actually, I think they ended at the right moment. I think it was quite cheap on 2 weeks in a row to do the executive credits. That's the end of the show. David Dool. Overall thoughts on the show: feels like WarGames is the only thing that matters. Everything else gets put into neutral. I'll be happy when we get to the Rumble time.
Yeah, because then at least everyone has stories about them wanting to win something. Yeah.
Talk punch. I don't know if it's just me, and maybe we've just had better women on the mic over the past 10 years, but I'm not enjoying AJ Lee's mic work. Maybe she was great in the Divas era, but I don't think she's a great promo. Also, why are both Usos coming out to Jay's entrance song that says, "It's just me, Us"?
Because it's over and people like to eat.
Yeah.
And what is Jimmy's entrance music? It'd be funny if, Jay comes out to "It's Just Me," and then Jimmy comes out to the original Usos tag music. I know what you mean about AJ Lee. When she came back, I was really excited, and I was just happy to see her back. But this promo here, and maybe one of the promos in the build to the tag match with her and Punk, it is a bit... It's her character, it's her style of doing the promos, but it doesn't get me going.
No, I never particularly liked AJ's promos back in the day either. But that was also because I didn't like a lot of things that were on the show. And that was just another one of the things that I was not vibing with. I like her as a performer, but I never really got on with her promos. But now it does feel like it's kind of out of place with everything else that people are doing. But it is unique. It's true to her character. So I do appreciate it from that aspect of it. It kind of feels like it's one of those... There's a really interesting comment that was left on our TLC episode that I really loved. Mostly because it was backing up what I said. When I put Money in the Bank low on my list of best Cena matches, which a lot of people did disagree with, and I don't disagree with those people in their opinions. But someone has a really interesting point about this I've never thought about, which is that match works if you were there at the time. And if you go back and watch it, if you don't have any of the context for it, it's actually not it's full of botches and this, that, and the other. But it's important to you and I because we were there at the time. But if you weren't there at the time for it, it just sort of means nothing to you. In the same way that if you weren't there for AJ's promos back in the day, maybe you don't get all of the great stuff, great character work that she was doing back in the day. Great
job weaving how you were right.
I'm not saying I was right. I just said that one person agreed with me. Not everyone did, and I think those people are fine. Will be. I shut it off after the little Cena segment. Just too much Vince WWE feel. Down to the small jokes from Wade. It's just uncomfortable to watch that behavior anymore.
Yeah. I wouldn't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I think you can use little people in wrestling, but it just needs to, if you're going to do it, you have to do it well and have some actual substance there, and I don't think this accomplished that.
Right, shall we get into our predictions for Survivor Series then?
Yes, with the championship. It's not on the floor. On the line.
Let's go through the other two matches that are on this show before we get into the War Game stuff. Stephanie Vaca defends the Women's World Championship against Nikki Bella.
Stephanie Vaca. And maybe Nikki Bella will go away now.
For the Intercontinental Championship, John Cena defends against Dominic Mysterio.
I think this is Dominic winning it back because I don't see John Cena versus Gunther being for the IC title. It could be. But yeah, if John Cena doesn't lose it here, then it's on the line in his retirement match. I think that complicates that. Plus, it lets Cena put over what a lot of people believe to be the future of WWE, which is Dom.
I guarantee you, if Dom is winning this match, which I think is quite likely, if he wins this match, John Cena is getting a visual pin. Maybe even two.
So you're going Dom?
Yeah, I quite like the idea that the Cena tournament is for the IC title. And it's not just a retirement match. It's not just his final match. It's also with some stakes that we're going to get a new IC champion out of it. And Gunther reclaiming that IC title isn't really the worst position for him because he's not going to be in the world title scene anytime soon. He's not going to be in the world title scene come WrestleMania. So I don't think that's actually the end of the world. And I quite like that. And also it just means that John Cena's got at least one title defense under his belt as opposed to winning it, then losing it 2 weeks later.
But that's fitting for Cena's career.
Which is crap.
So what are you going to go for then? Have you talked yourself into Cena?
For the sake of difference, I'm going to say Cena. Okay, well now here's the real big stuff.
Well, should we do who we think's going to win first, and then we'll do the orders?
Okay, so we got Team Good Lady, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee taking on Nia Jax, Lash Legend, the Kabuki Warriors, and Becky Lynch in War Games.
I love the idea. Team Good Lady. Yeah. Oh yes, Good Lady. Both of these are quite hard to pick. I don't really know what way they're going to go because it feels quite inconsequential.
I feel like, so spoilers for the men's, I think the heel side of the men's team is winning their one, which then makes me think that the babyface side of the women's one is winning their match.
Yeah.
But maybe it's AJ pinning Becky again to set up the eventual AJ versus Becky singles match.
Well, that's what I had in my previous booking.
Yeah.
And that would facilitate an IC title match between Becky and AJ Lee.
That's why I thought we were heading as well.
But it's not in there anymore, is it?
But I don't see, Nia getting a win doesn't really do much of anything. I think really it does boil down to if it's Becky or AJ that gets the win. Because I don't think, Lash, Asuka, or Kairi Sane, any of them getting the win over the babyface team doesn't do much for them personally. In the same way, I don't think it does anything for the other babyfaces to get the win over any of the heels.
Yeah, there's more possible winners on the babyface team because they can set up future matches. So AJ Lee pinning Becky, or Rhea, Io, Alexa, or Charlotte pinning one of the Kabuki Warriors
to get the tag title.
To get a tag title shot. So yeah, I would agree. Good Lady, Team Good Lady, for the win.
Yeah, and I think it's AJ pinning Becky or AJ tapping out Becky. And the men's is Team Good Men versus CM Punk. Team Cody of CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, the Usos, and Roman Reigns taking on Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. And man, we said this before, but if you'd put Cena in this match, that is star-studded. Even without Cena, it's pretty star-studded.
Yeah. It's one of the biggest star power War Games matches they've ever done.
Even just on the men's side. I think Jimmy's the one who sticks out like a sore thumb a little bit, unfortunately. But that is it's Punk said on the show, it's an all-star team.
But you also said heel. You think a heel victory here.
Yeah.
And what story happens in that for that to happen?
It's Punk and Roman combusting.
So Punk and Roman, that was the tease last year, but actually Punk and Roman worked together really well, and it was all based around the favor. Punk wanted to win and help so he could get the favor for Mania.
So then you can do the combusting this year, and you can have Logan Paul pin CM Punk.
To set up the title match. And Bron Breaker's just there in the cuck chair.
Well, it's not going to be Bron, is it?
Well, you know, like that's... Roman could pin Bronson Reed.
That was my other one I had down was
because then Roman gets a victory back without actually harming Reed as much because it's taken a pin in a multi-person match.
I think that's what I said in my 3 count was he gets his win back.
I feel if Jimmy Uso takes the pin, it's like, what's the point? Yes, I feel, look, if the good team lose, I want it to be Punk, Cody, or Roman taking the pin because that feels like a big thing that's happened.
Feels significant.
But I think really the history of WarGames is WWE not doing that.
Yeah. But I think you can have Roman hitting the spear on Punk and then having an altercation with like some words with Jey Uso, seeing what going down the Roman path might lead you towards, a bit of character work for him. And then Logan Paul steals the win on Punk. And also, if you get Logan Punk, you can have a battle of the buckshot lariats.
Yeah, that's I don't want Punk to get injured again. Yeah, hopefully no injuries in this match. Bronson Reed, you know.
I 100% he's getting up to do that splash again.
Do you think?
Yeah, I took this away 3 count, and they'll make a huge deal out of it. He broke his foot the last time he did this, or whatever it was. I'm going with Logan Paul pinning CM Punk to set up their world title match that they will do on January, the first episode of January on Netflix. The only caveat to that is that I have often talked about how you have winners win matches to set up other matches, and then WWE often don't do that. They just do the matches anyway.
Something that's unfortunately steered me correctly throughout this year with WWE booking is what is the safest, most conservative route. And I'm just trying to. I'm putting myself in Triple H's suit, and I'm looking at this, and I'm going, well, the team with Punk, Cody, and Roman can't lose. They're our biggest draws. I'm gonna go for a babyface win.
Okay, so who's getting the win? Who's taking the pin?
Roman's pinning Bronson.
Yeah, that's the best option.
Yeah,
because it's not gonna be Brock.
Yeah,
and because I think I had this in my 3 count as well, is that Brock attacks Bron Breakker, gives him the F5.
That's another point. Yeah, they can combust that way.
Yeah, because they need to set up that match for WrestleMania, because that has been the long reported plan.
Okay, well, that's our overall predictions, but the one that actually has the championship on the line. Oh, look at the graphics here. We'll do the women first. So women 1-1. It doesn't matter which order they come out in. It's just 1-1. So who are you having starting your women's WarGames match? We'll alternate.
Io Sky and Asuka.
Io Sky for you and Asuka. I am going to go. Yeah, I think Ripley's going to be a later entrant. They wouldn't put AJ Lee out there for so long. So I think Io Sky is going to be the number 1. And Asuka's the best worker. So I'm also going to go Io Sky and Asuka. But to make it juicy, Asuka and Io Sky. Do you know who gets the advantage?
Yes, because they taped it on last week.
So it is the heels?
No. Spoilers.
Why do you do that?
Because the heels have got the advantage in the men's one. So you've got to do the bait. So
you've got to do it.
Spoilers for SmackDown. Charlotte Flair pins Asuka to get the advantage.
Okay, so that I'll go first next. I am going to say Alexa Bliss comes out next, but is taken out, which is how the heels then have the advantage.
Taken out by whom?
Somebody. Surely there's someone else. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss. Who's coming out next for you?
So it's going on someone on the babyface side. Oh man, this actually sucks, but I'm actually saying Alexa Bliss as well.
It's okay. Okay, so you go first for the 4th person.
Kairi Sane.
To complete the Kabuki Warriors lineup in the heel team. I'm going to go Nia Jax. Monster. She can start really dominating. Oh my God. Not only do they have the advantage, but Nia Jax, she's like 3 women. So me first next. I'll put Lash in there.
So you think it's going to be the heels and then another heel is coming out?
That's a good point.
I shouldn't have said anything.
So Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair will come out next because she will be avenging Bliss.
Yeah. So I need someone from my... What have I got?
You need a baby face.
I've got one of my baby faces. Is it next? Oh, I was going to say Flair to come out and save Bliss. Yeah, I'm going to say Flair.
Both got Charlotte Flair for the 5th entrant. Then I'm going to say Kairi Sane.
Okay.
No, I'm going to stick with Lash Legend. Lash Legend comes out next.
So I've then got one of my heels come out. So now I'm going to do Nia Jax.
So I think I went too early there. So you go next.
Nia Jax. So on the babyface side, then it will be Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Bloody Ripley. I am also going to go Rhea Bloody Ripley. I think they save AJ Lee to the end.
And then do Lash Legend.
Then you've got Lash Legend, and I have Kairi Sane, which doesn't sound right. That feels like she should be in way earlier.
Like, I think there's actually every chance she starts.
Yeah.
Like, I think you can switch Asuka and Kairi Sane, but I've gone with Asuka.
So the final babyface, good lady, is going to be AJ Lee.
Yep. And how have I got different? How's mine different from yours? Where have I gone wrong here?
What's different?
Well, I haven't written down Becky Lynch yet. Oh, it's because we haven't got to Becky yet. Yeah. Oh yeah, AJ Lee and then Becky.
And we both got Becky Lynch as the final person coming out.
Yeah.
I think she could come out earlier. But let's stick with that.
Well, the thing is, if Lynch comes out earlier, I don't know who is the final entrance for the team. Like, the only one I can see is doing Nia Jax, because then she can come in, or probably more safely doing Lash Legends.
Now, there's what WWE will probably do for the men's match, which is play it safe. So some version of Jimmy Uso and Bron Breakker or Drew McIntyre. I am going to go big. I'm going to go with what I want the match to do. Because I feel like the women's one, I was trying to guess what WWE are doing. So I am starting with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Recapturing their feud.
Very nice. I'm going with Jimmy Uso to start for the baby faces.
You're getting the opposite tag.
And Bronson Reed to start for the heels.
Okay, so I need a heel coming out to work against Punk, and it'll be Logan Paul. I'm going to have Logan Paul out next.
For me, it will be Bron Breakker coming out for the heels.
So you've got the Bronson and Bron dynamic. I'm keeping Breakker and Lesnar in the shark cage. So they're like being tense.
Yeah, being tense.
And then you're having, as a babyface?
For my babyface, it will then be Jey Uso.
I am also then having Jey Uso. No, I'm going to have Jimmy Uso come out next. And then for a heel, that is when... So Brock Lesnar's going to come out last. So I'm going to have Bron Breakker out next. Again, Bronson Reed, keeping Breakker and Lesnar in that cage together.
I will then go for my heel to be Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. He's always in these matches.
And then CM Punk.
CM Punk comes out next. A nice little riff. So my babyface, I've had Cody and Roman. You know what? I'm going to put Cody Rhodes in next. Because I like Jay and Roman being in the cage together on one side and Breakker and Lesnar being in the cage on the other.
Yeah,
I think they've got good relationships. So for the next person, you know what? I'm going Brock Lesnar. Breakker goes to the go out and Lesnar. Heyman says no, we need Lesnar in there now.
Okay. There's a WarGames veteran, Paul Heyman.
It's a tactics thing.
Yeah, it's a tactics thing.
I know that goes against Lesnar, does minimal work at all times. Yeah. Who have you got for the heels?
For my heels, I have got Logan Paul.
Great.
I am not bringing out Brock Lesnar.
Well, that's good because Drew McIntyre comes out for yours.
Yeah.
Then it's CM Punk. Then it's Logan Paul. That's all connected.
Yeah.
And who are you having for your babyface?
Cody
Rhodes is at number 8. I have... Now I'm going to have Jey Uso for mine.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, I'm going to have Bron Breakker.
Yep. And then it will be Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar for you. And finally...
Roman Reigns.
We both got Roman Reigns coming out last.
Yep. I love your optimism that Bron Breakker is saved for the last position in WarGames.
But it's to further...
After that huge push he's had on TV.
It's that what you said because of the cowboy hat. It's to further the Lesnar Heyman Breaker.
Yeah.
I'm trying here, man. I'm trying to find some stories.
Dude, I hope you're right. I hope that you are right. Because I think, particularly in the men's one, I have gone with the safest option.
Mm-hmm.
That, for me, I think is the most formulaic way you can do. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that is the most formulaic way to send those people out. Jimmy Uso goes out first. He is the weak link of their team in terms of your position on the card, and you're saving Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes and Punk for the end. You're saving all your big stars for the end. And also you're putting out the guy who's going against Punk next for the title, one after the other.
Yeah.
I am playing it very safe with the men's one. The women's one, I'm a bit more... I've sort of like just gone with like the tag teams come out one after the other, and then you end with Becky and AJ.
Yeah.
So I don't think I've gone safe on the other one, but I think I've gone very safe with the men's.
Yeah. Okay, so the way it will score is if any of these are correct, we get a point.
Correct.
So it's not that they have to be, if one is out, it's all void. It's if Nia Jax comes out at number 4, I get a point.
Yes.
Right. Well, please do join us for the Survivor Series podcast on Sunday, so make sure you're subscribed. We'll, of course, be back with news tomorrow. I will. No video on Thursday this week. It's Thanksgiving. We're taking it off. But we will have the Friday podcast as normal with the AEW Dynamite review. But for now, I've been Ollie Davis. This has been Luca and DAD. Jam that jam.
Jam that jam.